So it's been a couple weeks now, and been pretty busy. Went up to Alaska for a week. So this is all from before I went up to Alaska. I've been trying really hard to clean up the studio. We've had a big, huge mess. So I'm just doing an organization project, getting everything set up. It's kind of been a month, a year already. Still looking at starting some new things. I got a Pilates reformer, so I'm going to be doing a review on that probably today. I've been taking a lot of video footage, trying to I think I'm going to publicly post it. I couldn't find a good review before I bought it, so that's going to be kind of my focus for today. I'm also looking at doing a no-buy month starting today. It's the 8th, so yeah. I'm also going to be logging anything that I do buy. And I'm thinking about logging food with that, and maybe just logging it and not doing a calorie calculation, because I feel like, I don't know, this whole eating disorder thing just messes up my head. Like, I'm allowed to, I don't know, I can't even articulate it, I guess. I'm just trying to go about things in a non-obsessive way, but it's just kind of my nature to go all in on every single thing I do, and I'm trying so hard to do moderation. Like with this no buy, I have a whole list of stuff. I guess it's more of a low buy. I don't really care what I'm calling it, but I have a whole list of stuff that I can still buy. I'm just trying to be mindful about it. I'm not gonna not buy something if that thing is keeping me from completing a project or doing something that I really want to do. Also, like, going out for a date night, that's totally fine. It's just the stuff that I do on my own that I'm trying to be more mindful of. But I'm constantly having to work to be more social and do more stuff, so anything that's gonna affect that is not gonna happen. And I'm trying to look at food the same way, of like not restricting, just being mindful about it. I'm just trying to be more, and I fucking hate that word too. I don't know. this is all finished. This is the finished bench from earlier. I like never took a picture of it outside. I also reorganized all of the hardware. It's just good to like have a couple finished projects before starting on this new one. So, spoiler alert on this project. I've finished it. It looks great. I love it. It's awesome. The same day that I finished making this, I got a cabinet from a thrift store that is going to be another project, but it's also going to completely replace this project, so it made it kind of pointless. But I'm building a light box because I love my stained glass, and I just wanted a better work surface to do all that stuff. I got a grinder, which splashes a lot of water, so this is to kind of contain the mess from that. Yeah, in retrospect, I probably wouldn't have done this project if I had had the idea of getting a cabinet before. But I also absolutely love my husband because I took him to a thrift store and I showed him this super ugly cabinet that I was thinking about for like 2 weeks. And I was like, hey, can I get this really ugly, heinous cabinet? And he's like, yeah, of course. Where, like, I think I would be saying, like, where are we going to put this? What are you going to do with it? Blah, blah, blah. And he's just, like, doesn't even question it. He's just the best. I don't regret doing this project, even though it's not going to be the most useful once I get the cabinet done. I got a lot of practice with tools on this, just getting more comfortable with projects that don't really matter, so I can start working on some stuff that does. Just very much learning. Also thinking about building a little router table, so that's kind of on the project list now. I had a very hard time keeping it, even with the guide there, I had a hard time keeping it flush up against that edge. So some of my lines are not the straightest, which doesn't really matter for this project. This is just a groove that's going to hold the plexiglass sheet. I also kind of regret staining this. I didn't need to. It's just, I mean, it'll be nice to have like a little bit of protection on the wood. But gosh, I really didn't need to. I really wasted a lot of time doing that. But whatever. This is cutting the plexiglass. I did with the razor first. This is thick plexiglass, so I ended up going back in with the cutting wheel on the Dremel and just taking it off, and it worked fine. I wasn't concerned about how the edge looked at all because it's inside the groove, so that wasn't a big deal. I just cleaned it up a little bit to make it more straight. So I was initially planning on taking this apart and reusing this sheet of plexiglass for my cabinet, but my mom convinced me to keep this project together even after I've finished my cabinet, because I might need it for doing a bigger piece. Also learned this week that due to all this complete silliness going on, we can't telework anymore, which means I can't go to stained glass class anymore, which is dumb, but you know, it is what it is. I've kind of got everything set up to go by myself at this point, and hopefully when I'm retired, which I don't know if I mentioned, I dropped my retirement letter on Inauguration Day, which felt fucking great. but I still have 17 months. But I'm hoping to get a job at the stained glass studio. I think I'm like 508 days away from retirement now. Which I feel weird even saying that because I feel like I'm going to jinx it. So after I cut the plexiglass down, it was just a little smidge too tight, which is fine because I'd rather have it be too tight than too loose. And I didn't want to cut the plexiglass down because it's just such a bitch to cut. So I just routed that line a little teeny bit deeper, and it fits perfectly now. Somewhere in doing all of this is when my reformer got delivered. So that was pretty great. I like the reformer. It's smaller than I anticipated it being because I think it says the maximum height is like 5'7" or 5'10" or something like that. I'm 5'4", so I thought I would be totally fine on it, but there's definitely stuff that makes me feel like it's a mini reformer. I really liked this color. It turned out more red than I thought it would. I think it's the Colonial Maple. Oh, and this was the gorgeous view. It was just... the sunsets have been so insane. The sunrises are even better. But I haven't been going to the studio in the morning because it's been like 45 degrees in there. Which is like, even with the heaters on, it's just so uninsulated. Yeah, I think I could have just sealed it and not stained it, honestly. But, I don't know. I guess things being pretty is never a bad thing. Yeah, I just did a super light sand before I put a second coat on. And honestly, it's like not even enough that you can feel the finish on it. But I have, now that I've used it, it's really easy to wipe clean, which is what I was going for. I think it's a semi-gloss, and it would have been nice to have had a gloss for this, but it also wasn't worth buying just for this little project. Ooh, this is my new reformer. She's so pretty. Yeah, I'm gonna do a full review video. But you can see that foot bar is just kind of short. I wish it was longer so it could be set higher up. But it folds up. It's going to be pretty useful. And, you know, my husband kind of convinced me too that having an at-home reformer in the future hopefully won't be as needed if I'm working at a Pilates studio. Hopefully I would be able to do my own workouts there on a full size, and maybe it wouldn't be as important then. And I finished, I think I already showed these, but this is kind of everything finished, put together. And I'm so happy with this hat. It turned out so cute. I'm like in love with it. And I made a matching ear warmer because I tend to wear that more because I don't have to do anything with my hair. And I can use it as a little neck warmer if I want to. I use the same pattern. I just didn't do the full hat. So I just did a little bit of rib on both sides instead of the long, like 5-inch rib. I'm such a terrible model. Thanks.